I'm living with my roommate Claire for 6 months now, and everything seemed perfect at first. We'd watch movies together on Friday nights, split groceries down the middle, cook dinner while sharing stories about our days. It was the whole roommate dream, the kind of living situation everyone hopes for when they move in with someone new. But then I started noticing something bizarre, something that made my skin crawl the more I thought about it. Every single time my period was about to start, Claire would suddenly have these convenient plans. She'd announce she was staying at her boyfriend's place for the week, or visiting family upstate, or picking up extra late shifts at work. Every single month, like clockwork, she'd vanish from our apartment just days before my cycle began. At first, I genuinely thought maybe it was just coincidence. Life has weird patterns sometimes, right? Maybe her work schedule just happened to align that way, or her boyfriend's availability matched up with those particular weeks. But the timing was too perfect, too precise. It wasn't just occasionally. 3 days before my period would start, boom, she'd casually announce she's disappearing for a week. The pattern was undeniable once I started paying attention. Then one night, mindlessly scrolling through my phone before bed, I noticed something that made my heart stop cold. My period tracking app was showing that I was logged in on 2 devices. 2 devices. I only have one phone. I've never logged in anywhere else. My hands were shaking as I checked the device list, and there it was, clear as day. Claire's phone. She'd been tracking my cycle this entire time, monitoring my most personal biological information without my knowledge or consent. I felt so violated, so exposed in a way I'd never experienced before. Who secretly tracks their roommate's period? What kind of person does something like that? The betrayal cut deep because I trusted her completely. We'd shared so much, been vulnerable with each other about relationships and family drama and career struggles. But this felt different, invasive in a way that made me question everything about our friendship. She was already gone on another one of her mysterious trips, so I couldn't confront her immediately. Instead, I decided to test my theory to confirm what I already suspected. I went into the app and deliberately changed my cycle dates, moving my predicted period up by 5 whole days. If she was really monitoring me, she'd react to the false information. Sure enough, exactly 2 days later, my phone buzzed with a text from Claire. She was so sorry for the last-minute notice, but she'd be staying at her boyfriend's place for the next week. The timing matched my fake period dates perfectly. The trap had worked, and now I had undeniable proof of what she'd been doing. When she finally returned to the apartment, I was ready. I confronted her immediately with screenshots of everything. The device list, the changed dates, her perfectly timed text message. Her face went completely white, drained of all color. She stammered, tried saying it must be some kind of glitch, a technical error, maybe someone hacked the app. But the evidence was right there, undeniable and damning. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of uncomfortable silence, she completely broke down, tears streaming down her face. She confessed everything. Turns out Claire had severe, debilitating anxiety, specifically about periods. She grew up in a deeply conservative household where menstruation was treated as something dirty and shameful, never discussed openly. Her mother had instilled this deep-seated discomfort in her from childhood. She was too embarrassed to simply ask me for a heads up each month, so she thought secretly tracking my cycle was somehow the better solution. I was absolutely furious about the invasion of privacy, the breach of trust, the months of deception. But seeing her breakdown, understanding the psychological damage she'd endured, I also felt genuinely bad for her struggle. We ended up talking for hours that night about boundaries, communication, trauma, and healing. We made a deal that evening. She deleted all my information from her phone right in front of me, and I agreed to simply give her a casual heads up each month, nothing elaborate or uncomfortable. She committed to seeing a therapist specifically about her anxiety surrounding this issue, and she actually followed through. Honestly, working through this crisis together, our friendship is somehow stronger now than it ever was before.